Okay, so this is the end of week 4 for the VOD reviews. For the VOD reviews? End of week 4 for the evaluation, sorry. Believe there's only 2 weeks left too. So, what has this week entailed? Well, let's start with that's the wrong thing. Let's start with this. So, I didn't work out on Friday the 21st. It was my birthday. I didn't go on my run on Monday because I had jits, and I woke up late on Tuesday. That is. Oh, yeah, wait, no, sorry, that is correct. I did my baseline. So, okay. So far, we are very behind on this because I've been substituting the proposed calisthenics for jiu-jitsu because I know, and then I've been swapping the run days around with the calisthenics days because those are the only days I can do jiu-jitsu. Um, um, so, and I know that I won't be able to do calisthenics and jiu-jitsu because it's so physically straining just to do jiu-jitsu anyway. That I knew I wasn't gonna be able to do both. That's why I've been splitting time and stuff. It's been difficult, but this is what I'm going to discuss. I have done my calisthenics baseline today because, like I said last week, if I'm not doing controlled exercise, calisthenics and cardio, then I need to set a baseline next week and then see if it's improved by the final week. I will still try and go on runs. I've got 1 week to do that, so my cardio hasn't really got much time to improve. So I have honestly, just because of a series of me getting up late, jiu-jitsu taking place, and then not fitting this in properly, this won't be a controlled experiment in a way. So there's no real way of having this prove anything, which is so poor from me. Um, Going forward or in future endeavors, what I would have done is I would have not been lazy and I would have set a baseline much earlier at the very least, or would have just started doing it. And this is down to laziness at best. So, um, but all we can do now is move forward and try and make the best of it. So I've set a baseline. I didn't record this, so I'm hoping that we're able to just take my word for it. But I did these things till failure. Push-ups, I did 10. Sit-ups, I did 40, and I did 50 squats. I did not record this, so I'm not sure if it'll count. You're gonna have to take my word for the fact that I've done it. I will do my cardio baseline tomorrow morning, Friday the 28th. Made Elo Hell its own separate video, should be much tidier now. Plus, I found additional sources to back my opinion. Um, Players, coaches, teams work was a very big piece and near impossible to complete. I'm not satisfied with the work that I produced, though it showed some of the biggest names in OWL. It did not show the full depth of professional Overwatch. And then this is the important bit here. To improve, I could discuss more on who the current best players and teams are. And I also believe the coaches section may have been unnecessary. The spectrum of work was too broad. So I will also need to narrow down the scale of work. So essentially, what I did was I tried to pick out the best Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2 players, and I tried to find sources to back my information up, and I was trying to bring all of these things in together. It didn't really work. The beauty of professional Overwatch is it's so organized. It is like football in that way, where it's so well organized and so established now, unlike with Valorant. It's so easy to know who's good and who's bad. And I mean, obviously, that comes down to um, a matter of how well can you read the game. But if you're like me and you can just look at championships and stuff, and there's no like, well, how high up is VCT compared to another Valorant competition that I don't know? Um, there's none of that. You can look at one you can look at one stage, or you can look at one team and go, well, actually, this team has won 4 championships, and that one's won 1. So obviously this franchise is better than that one um, in terms of accolades. And obviously there's always going to be people saying, well, actually that stage was much easier because certain teams were good, or this meta was just really favourable. Doesn't matter. Does not matter to me. Those specifics aren't very important, and we can very easily just turn around and say, this team has done really well, this player has done really well, something must have went right, and we're in Overwatch League. Stuff doesn't happen for no reason. So I think it's very easy to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend onto that and maybe just talk about who are the best players in the world right now. And Overwatch League is actually starting tonight. So I can even discuss a little bit of that as well. We can discuss the pro-ams, we can discuss last season, we can discuss everything that's relevant to this time. I don't know if this context really helps anything, but it does show that I have an understanding of the pro scene, which I do. I follow the pro scene. I love watching the pro gameplay. I have a team. That hat right there is for one of those pro teams. So I am a big esports enthusiast. So I guess if anything, it just shows that. Um, and this is a very short thing, but I finished this week at Diamond 3, which does mean I've deranked fairly heavily. I'll load up Overwatch, but I feel I was overdoing it in terms of how much improving I expected of myself in the time frame given, and worked myself away. In future, one hero at a time, and be more willing to give myself extra time between VODs. So I'll just get this up so it can be shown. Although I will note we are 2 wins off a re-rank, and right now I'm feeling fairly confident that this re-rank is going to result in a rank up. But just to more diverge into that, essentially, because I play about Winston, Sigma, Ramattra, and sometimes Ball, because I'm playing 4 heroes, it isn't as much time as I would have initially thought. 4 heroes for 2 hours a day, and you're not guaranteed to get to play those heroes. So one day I might actually say, well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to VOD review my Ramatra. And actually, it's kind of likely to happen like that when you think about it. Because if I get a bunch of Ramatra maps, a bunch of Brawl maps on one day, and then I get a Ramatra loss and I go, actually, let's go VOD review this Ramatra gameplay. And then I turn around and actually I realise, oh wait, today I'm getting no Ramatra games. I'm getting loads of Winston games. Well, now we've got a bunch of Ramatra improvements to make, but no Ramatra matches to be able to implement this stuff. So it's like, well, okay, where do we go from here? Because um, if there's no way of improving on it, then it's difficult. And then if it takes until another day or two, or I only get like half, or if I only get like an hour worth of Ramatra the day after, and then I lose another Ramatra game, well, I haven't VOD reviewed my Ramatra in a couple of days, so maybe it's time that I do another Ramatra VOD. And then I haven't even worked on the stuff that I initially said, and it's happened so long ago as well that maybe it's not as fresh in my mind as if I just say I'm going to work on my Sigma for a couple of days, and every chance that there's even like a slight Sigma map, I just try and force the Sig on that map to see if I can make it work and see if I can implement these things. If I do it one hero at a time, and it is a slow process, and we are getting towards the end of the week, but I am playing the game a lot, so it's possible that I could make this system work in the time frame and push myself back up to Masters, which is the goal I'm going to set myself for these next 2 weeks. D4, no, sorry, D2, D1, M5. Got to go 3 divisions, 2 weeks. No, it's not 2 weeks. What am I talking about? Surely not. No, it's 3. It's 3 weeks, I'm pretty sure. May 20th. 3 divisions, 3 weeks. But I can do that. I can do that easy actually. Um, so from now on, we're going to take it a little bit more relaxed on myself, and we'll chill out. We'll chill out, and hopefully, we should be seeing um, some improvements as I won't be overworking myself. Because when I hit M5 as well, I think I was only playing 3 heroes, maybe not even that, but I was only VOD reviewing one of them. If we're being completely realistic, actually, no. I was playing 2 heroes when I hit M5, but I was only VOD reviewing one. And actually, my Winston at that point in time was just going ham and cheese. I don't know why. Um, Maybe I should learn something from my M5 Winston though, because that was some pretty good gameplay. Um, all I can really say. Hmm. Yeah. Um, it can be hard to see like marked improvements really quick because obviously if I'm just playing my Reinhardt and I'm just VOD reviewing my Reinhardt and my Reinhardt is the only hero that I need to play, well then obviously it's going to be much faster improvements because if I'm doing a VOD review a day as a Reinhardt and I'm only playing Reinhardt and maybe 2 maps I play Sigma and I probably won't get both of those maps in one day, well then I can easily just constantly be adding and adding and adding and adding to this Reinhardt gameplay because I'm probably going to be able to improve on 2 areas every day. But then we try and look at and then we try and do like I've got to improve on my Winston one game, and then the game after I'm playing Ramattra, so I've got to do Ramattra stuff, and then the game after I'm doing Sigma, so I've got to do Sigma stuff, and then back to Ramattra, and then Winston, and then Sigma. It's not gonna happen. There's too much because there's so many maps in play as well now because of that change, which I should discuss really. I'm going to discuss it now because there's so many maps now in play. It means that the hero pool, my hero pool, has to be more diverse. Like they tended to have a little bit of a theme each season. Like last season, there was so many brawl maps that it was kind of impossible for Reinhardt not to be the ranked meta. It was brilliant. Um, but yeah, that is vlog number 4. Actually, let's also discuss some interim feedback. Seeing as I've just received it. If we go to Project 3, look at the interim feedback, and I just listened to this video. Um, so the evaluation, I was marked down um, for not having enough work here, which at the time I only had one. Now I have, I mean, this will be make it 5. Um, so that's something. And also, it was said that I hadn't actually discussed the physical health and the mental well-being things. So, firstly, the breathing techniques have really helped calming me down after games because I will get into a very, very, very intense game and then I will do some breathing techniques and then I will feel much better and then it's good. The weekly plan has not been happening. It has not. I haven't been working out as much as I should have been working out. Um, but actually, that's a lie. I have been working out, but not what I said I was going to do. Or I was working out, sorry, but that was during half term, and now that I've dropped back down to having less time, I'm just doing jujitsu with like a little bit of working out every now and again. The jujitsu is plenty of exercise though. Jujitsu is so heavy on the muscles, it's insane. And cardio, especially abs. It kills your abs. You can't walk afterwards. Um, okay. But yeah, the mental well-being stuff and like how to keep myself calm has worked. It's worked a treat. Another thing is that I was not evidencing stuff in my practical skills. No, not practical skills. In research. Well, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. It's all there. And actually, there was another video here with primary research in it. So there's additional primary research to back that now. The context was at distinction level, but we have added to it since then. So there's even more there because we were working at a distinction level. So you got to continue to put some work in there. So there's that. And actually, I can't remember what the notes were specifically for my practical
An
skills.
evaluation. Little thing. Now, you present gameplay. So you're showing a good level. Where's my site gone? Why won't you disappear? Right. You're showing a good level, consistent and appropriate throughout. You're showing an extensive knowledge. You've got some really good self VODs here. You've got a VOD with Mick, gameplay. I would like to see maybe some descriptions underneath of like a summary, just to make it easier, so I can just focus on the new content and key aspects. But there's a lot of good content. I mean, these videos are long as well, 47 minutes. You are often evaluating in these videos, but obviously it's evaluating your gameplay, not as a project.
Okay. So moving forward, there's a big improvement step there. Every time I upload a piece of practical skills, I analyze it, or I not even analyze it. I just have to discuss it a little bit. I just have to say in this self VOD, I picked up on the fact that actually sometimes it's a good idea not to feed, and that's what I learned. So that'll be something that I should look at and I should work on, and just implement. And I think those little steps will be able to push me over the edge. And I think this is a 17-minute vlog now, and I think that's enough discussing everything for this vlog. And then I'll be back next week. There's no break. There's no break now. I'll be back for the next 3 weeks as well. So yeah, thank you.